You love how the longest PvP video I've ever uploaded is androids? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your warden, Dimitri Shrine, and today we're gonna bully some people with androids, and I've ceased my ability to hold back because, you see, if I'm gonna use a 1400% Android 16 with a 1400% Android 18, I might as well be a bitch and just use Rising Rush, alright? I might as well just do it. I might as well just be a fucking tool and just use Rising Rush. So, that's pretty much all I have for the intro. Going on with the matches, we're here fighting some rival universe. Got that hit, Dispo, and Jiren. Way too predictable. Like, I don't understand why people just stand there when they have green cards with hit or super attacks with Namek Goku. It's so easy. And here we go. There's the first use of the Rising Rush. Normally, I would not do that. Normally, I'd be like, you know what, let's have a good match. I wouldn't, even knowing that Cell would not do that much damage to Jiren without the Rising Rush, I still wouldn't have done it. But I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I hate PvP so much. Now, generally speaking, I would never use a team this good this early in the season. These were literally the first matches I did of the season, and I do kind of feel bad because you don't always run into the best players or people with the best teams when you are dealing or when you're battling at the beginning of the season. So there's a part of me that, you know, feels a little bit bad for people running, you know, just whatever they have, and I'm over here with Zenkai 7 units, but I mean, it's just how Dragon Ball Legends is. You have to. Dragon Ball Legends is not a game where you can just get by with whatever you want. Dragon Ball Legends is a game where you need to have the best teams. You have to have the Zenkais. You have to be willing to do whatever. And we can already tell how much better 16 can tank than he did at Zenkai 3. Because he just took that ult. Dispo does pretty good damage. He just took that ult. But he is kind of dead now. But rushing 16 is basically a death sentence, because not only do you buff up the rest of my team by doing that, you still have to deal with Android 18, who to this point has not entered the match. I think she's about to, because the only one left is a red unit, so of course. Yeah, it's a short animation, sir. And here comes the disconnect. I would much rather you disconnect than forfeit, though, because at least I get to actually finish the damn match. 18, did 18 enter that match at all? Did 18 even go into that match? Now, I'm going to say this right now. This Gohan is not Zenkai, like, at all. You could probably tell by the amount of health he has. This Gohan is not Zenkai. This is just someone who so happens to have these Sun Family LFs and wants to use them, and this is one of those matches where I do actually kind of feel bad about using the Android team, because it's just like, bro, it's just like, he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve to run into me using this broken ass team, you know? But I mean, what you see in the video is just whatever matches I got. I wasn't sure how much damage 18 would take from that. She probably wouldn't have taken that much, but I figured 16 would take even less, so it's fine. We have all these blast cards. Just go ahead and switch Cell and deal with this Goten. You can actually see this is only like a 3-star Goten. It's taking damage pretty well. My Cell's at 5 stars, and yeah, this is the first form, but that's still pretty impressive. I am still actually kind of impressed with how well Goten was able to take that damage, because Cell can do a lot of damage, but we do kind of just rush him. I don't like. I just stopped caring, man. I just stopped caring. I'm so sick of people, you know, rushing me all extra early into the match. I've stopped giving people the opportunity to rush me, like, the instant they have the opportunity to, because it's just not fun. It's just not fun to deal with. I've said it before, Rising Rush is probably the single most fair and balanced mechanic in the history of video games. And, you know, it's just annoying to deal with, man. That was actually a good way. See, like, he wasn't even a bad player. He just got matched up with the wrong person. Like, this match just personifies every problem I have with PvP in this game, right? Like, also, the reason why I did that was because I thought he was going to go for the ultimate right away. I was hoping to clash with him or to get him first, but he actually waited, so good on him, but it still didn't kill 18 because it's like a 2-3-star Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so. But it's just like, he's just trying to use whatever he has. Like, he's got the LFs. LFs are so hard to pull, and I feel for this guy, because it's just like, you know, you finally get those LFs, you think you might have a decent team, and then you just run into some bullshit like this. Like, it personifies everything that's wrong with Dragon Ball Legends PvP. And it's like, it's not even like his team is bad. This team could function if Zenkai wasn't a thing. These 3-star LF, Super Saiyan 3 Goku might be a bit of a liability. But, like, at the end of the day, if these broken-ass Zenkais weren't a thing, you actually could realistically get by with a 3-star LF Sun family team. Like, Goten can still put out damage, LF Gohan can still put out damage, especially when he's last stand. And Super Saiyan 3 Goku isn't entirely useless, but it's just like, what do you do? What do you do when you're running a bunch of 3-star units and you run into a team where the lowest star amount is 5? And that's only because I didn't bother putting Z power into Cell for a long time. It's like you run up against a 10-star 1400% unit, a 13-star 1400% unit. In this case, I've got a 7-star 21 out. And it's like, look at this guy. He's running Cell with Beerus and Champa. He's just trying to use whatever he has, try and have a little bit of fun in PvP. None of these units were high-starred. Beerus is not Zenkai. He's literally just trying to use whatever he's got. And it's just, here I am with this busted-ass Zenkai team. And it's just like, fuck off. Me. Fuck off, me. Like, it's so unfair. The only reason this video exists is because I had waited so long to be able to get 16 to Zenkai 7, and I literally chose him over Vegeta. But I feel like an asshole. Like, genuinely, I feel like an asshole using this damn team. Running up against people who are just trying to play the game. You can tell there are people, you know, they don't have the teams or the stars to make it in the top 10K, and they know that. They just want to get in and use the units because there's nothing to do in PvE. It's not like you can pull units and then have fun with them in PvE, and not everyone has friends to play with, you know, to do friend battles with. And even if they did, the friend battle system sucks. For a PvP game, they really don't want you to actually play with your friends. You get better co-op rewards when you play with random people as opposed to your friends. And the friend battle system sucks. And then there's nothing to really do in PvE, and when there is, the event is usually skewed towards whatever the boost units are, so you have to be using certain units in order to beat the damn event. So the only way that you can really get in and try and use something is in PvP, but in PvP you have bullshit like this to deal with. You've got bullshit like these Zenkai 7 units. You've got broken LFs like Vegito Blue and Broly to deal with. You've got these like uber powerful teams like Fusions. You've got actual full Zenkai teams like Sun Family that have 2 Zenkai LFs. And it's just, it's not fair. It's not fair to people who aren't lucky enough to pull 1 million copies of all the best units. And it sucks. It really sucks. Also, I was hoping that would clash. Apparently, Cell's thing beats that. If I were at long range, that probably would have clashed. But I guess his just reached me first. But yeah, it's so unfair to put players through this shit. And at the end of the day, it's not my fault. I'm just using what works. I do try and get top 10, even top 6K every season, except for double RP, because I don't have the patience for that. So I'm just trying to use the teams that work. Teams that I know can get me there, teams that have gotten me there before. I've gotten top 10k with androids before. I've gotten top 10k with female warriors before. I've gotten top 10k with fusions before. I've gotten top 10k with a few different teams. I'm just using what works, and unfortunately what works is so much more powerful than most other things. And even when you are running a team that is good, you don't have the stars to compete with the people that are up there. So you may have a perfect God Key team, but none of your units are above 6 stars. And at that point, like, what the hell are you gonna do at rank 50 with a 3-star God Key team? Sure, some of them will work. 3-star Champa's fine. But most of the God Key units are pretty old. You're not really gonna get that far. Vados, fine, she's a support, just keep her out of the match. Champa will do the damage, but you can't let him get touched. And then, you know, Vegito Blue, if you have Vegito Blue, it's fine at 3 stars, absolutely. But what the hell do you do when you then run into someone running a 6-star Vegito Blue, 14-star Vados, 12-star Champa? What do? You just have to hope that your opponent sucks. The only realistic way for you to overcome a star disadvantage is to just hope that your opponent sucks at Dragon Ball Legends. You just have to hope that the only reason they got to rank 50 to begin with was because of the stars, and they're not actually that good. But even then, you sometimes aren't able to win, because when you are fighting a 9-star team and you've got 3-star units, sometimes you can outplay your opponent and still lose, simply because it takes 4 combos to do the same amount of damage that your opponent can do to you in 1. Your opponent can 1 combo all 3 of your units, but you need multiple combos to kill each of theirs. And it's just not fucking fair. It's not fucking fair to expect people to want to have fun with that bullshit. I'm not saying it's impossible to win, but you can't tell me that shit is fun. You can't tell me that being stressed out every single time you enter a PvP match because you have to deal with, you know, mega starred units or a bunch of fucking Zenkai units that are also high starred, because, I mean, hell, you have to have a unit at 7 stars just to Zenkai them. Just having the Zenkai unit at all puts them at an advantage against someone running a 3-star team. I ran into a lot of people running 2- and 3-star teams. You know, 4-star teams. This team right here. The stars weren't necessarily low, but I mean, you've got Jiren with Vegito Blue. They're just trying to use what they have. But unfortunately, what they have can't fucking compete. It just can't. In Dragon Ball Legends, whether Bandai wants to believe it or not, is a competitive game. Whether Bandai wants it to be or not, the fact that there is a rating match function with a leaderboard and rewards, rating matches are a competition. You are fighting for a specific placement. That is inherently competitive. So whether Bandai wants it to be competitive or not, it is. So you know that your game is competitive. By definition, your game is competitive. And yet you introduce these things that make it damn near impossible for certain people to win. You essentially just either have to focus on a very select few tags so that you can star units up and Zenkai them, or you have to spend money. And this actually goes into a conversation of, should a gacha game even have a PvP function? At least a gacha game like this, where you have to pull a unit 20 damn times to max them out, right? I don't think Dragon Ball Legends should even have a PvP function, simply because it's a gacha game. And gacha games are inherently unfair when you compare free versus pay to play. So many YouTubers are going to try and tell you that stars don't matter, and every YouTuber that has ever said that can go fuck themselves, because they do. They absolutely do. If you have 14-star units you have an immediate advantage over someone using 2-star units. Can you still lose? Of course you can. Rising Rush is a thing, and when you have 2-star units fighting 14-star units, hell, if you're just straight outplaying your opponent, they can't hit you at all, shit, you'll probably get at least 2 rushes. Like, I've been in situations where I've fought like full 14-star teams and have gotten 4 rushes. 4! Mainly because they fucking guessed 2 of them. But you wanna know what the stupid part about that match was? I still fucking lost. I remember that match too. I still fucking lost because of Rage Trunks. Because I tried rushing him twice and he guessed it twice and he fucking green carded all of his health back. I was not winning. I was not destined to win that match, I'm telling you, man. I fucking remember that match. It's always that one match where I wish I had recorded it. Because, God, that match was that fucking match. It was like, I think a month after the 2-year anniversary banners came out. Actually, I think the step-ups were still out when that match happened. It was like during the 2-year anniversary. And granted, the 2-year anniversary felt like it lasted 14 years, so there's that. Also, by the way, this is a full Zenkai team. Everyone's at Zenkai 7 here. I just thought I would point that out. Everyone here is at Zenkai 7. I would assume they're at 1400% because I don't think you would Zenkai all those units fully and then not soul boost them. So I'm going to assume that they're all at 1400%. And I don't know. I've been talking about this for a long time, and I don't think anything will ever get me to change my stance on the fact that Rising Rush shouldn't exist, and the 14-star system has hurt the game far more than it's helped it. It's made the game a lot of money. Financially speaking, the game is perfectly fine with the 14-star system. And there's always that meme of like introducing the blue star system that'll take us to 21 stars. Realistically, they could do that. The reason why they could do that is because it would make them more money. They don't give a shit what the game becomes by that point. They don't fucking care. And it's like, if they do make a 21-star limit, do they keep the 9,999 Z power? If so, that's gonna be weird. Because you pull one copy of a unit, they go from 2 stars to like 7 right away. That'd be fucking weird. So they'd probably actually have to raise the amount of Z power you need to max a unit out, which would make it just that much worse. It would take even longer, but it would make them more fucking money. It would make them more money, and that's why they probably will do it. Honestly, they would. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a discussion that needs to be had, though. Because genuinely, at what point do you stop caring so much about the money and start caring about how your game is looked at? Start caring about how the players are being affected by your decisions. Because Zenkai and the 14-star system, financially, they're fucking great. And by making Zenkai so good, bro, they make all the fucking money. The better the Zenkai is, the more willing people are to summon for it. They make all the money from this shit. Financially speaking, the 14-star system and the Zenkai system are the 2 best things that have ever happened to Dragon Ball Legends. But in terms of the player base, in terms of how your game functions, they're the 2 worst things that have ever happened to the game. Because it's unfucking fair to expect people to want to play the game when by a certain point, or really at the beginning of the season, if you want to play Dragon Ball Legends and you're not like a top 10k person, You, one, have to wait like a week before you can even play so that all of the good players, like all of the really good players and the players with the high stars and the Zenkais can already be at rank 50 or at least close to it. And then you just have to hope that you can run into people similar to you, you know, who are just trying to use what they have or have lower starred teams. And it's like, on one hand, you could say, well, just stay in the lower ranks, but being at the lower ranks doesn't do anything. Because if you win your matches, eventually you're going to get to rank 40. And once you hit rank 40, you get reset at rank 35, no matter what. Just like the people who are in top 10K, they get reset at rank 35. The number one spot in the world gets set back to rank 35. You are going to have to deal with them at some point, unless you play like 2 days, 2 or 3 days out of the whole season. That's like all the gameplay you get. You get to play like at most 5 days out of the 14-day season. Because for the first week, it's, you know, all the good and high-starred players trying to get to rank 50. And then, like, I'd say towards the end of the season, you have a lot of players that, you know, usually make top 10K but take it slowly. Like by like the last 3 days, like 3 or 4 days of the season, they're still at like rank 45, and it's like now they're trying to get up, so you really gotta play these fucking lazy ass players. I don't know, man. It is a conversation that I've now spent 20 minutes talking about over some matches, and the Android team actually using this damn team has brought me. Did we already see this? We already saw this match. I played this match twice. Okay. Well, you know what? It's a good thing that I did, because I had a lot to say. I genuinely did. The Android team, since I don't have access to the full Zenkai Sun family team, this is like the only chance I get to really be a dickhead in PvP. And I gotta say, it doesn't feel good. It's not fun. This team is not fun to use. I'm gonna say that right now. This team is fucking boring. Alright, I love Android 18. I love beating people up with Android 18, but that's only because she's one of my favorite characters in the franchise. She's number 3. She's my 3rd favorite character in the entire Dragon Ball franchise. That's why. As a unit, I fucking hate her. I hate using her, and I hate fighting her. But I'm willing to use her because she's one of my favorite characters. But this team is fucking boring. This team just runs through shit, and it's not fun. I don't like winning matches in 10 counts and having to hold myself back and just to try and give people a chance. Like, you probably noticed how throughout this specific match, I start playing like shit. It's because I feel fucking bad and I want to give my opponent a chance to win. The fact that I actually feel like I need to give my opponent a chance just tells you how bullshit this stuff is. It's infuriating, man. I'm the type of person that's like, you can worry about money, but money should be second on the priority list. Honestly, because the number one on your priority list should be making the fan base happy. Obviously, you can't give the fan base everything they want, because fans tend to not know what they want half the time. But you should be trying to make your fan base happy, because you want to know what happens when your fan base is happy? They make you money. They play your game. They buy your shit. If the player base is happy, you will make money. The only reason you make money right now is because it's a Dragon Ball game. Not because it's a good game. Not because people are having fun. It's because people are willing to put up with your bullshit because it's a Dragon Ball game, and we're all a bunch of dumbass Dragon Ball fans that are willing to, again, put up with this bullshit because of our love for the Dragon Ball franchise. But if you actually spent time to try and make people happy, maybe you'd still make money, you know? Just a thought. But you know what? This video is almost done, so I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did and agree with anything I said in this video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that join button if you can. Really does help the channel out. And I will see all of you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. Also, all the links you'd ever want in the description down below. Peace.